Game of Loans, Untold Story of Bank of America. Have you ever thought about how Bank of America went from helping immigrants on the San Francisco docks to becoming a huge global bank? This is the story of risky moves, high-stakes choices, and the untold strategies that changed modern banking. It goes from the Great Depression to the 2008 crisis and even to the rise of fintech today. But what happened behind the scenes, and how did they make it through some of the worst economic times? Few organizations in the world of high finance have had as much of an impact on the economy as Bank of America. Beginning as a small regional bank at the beginning of the 20th century, it has expanded to become one of the biggest financial organizations globally, influencing personal, business, and international finance. However, beyond the surface of its widespread success is a more intricate, little-known tale of loans, political scheming, survival, and the intricate development of the American financial system. This is the tale of how Bank of America rose to prominence in the competitive world of credit, lending, and financial power known as the game of loans. The origin: from Italy's bank to America's bank. The Bank of Italy, the Bank of America's forerunner, was founded in 1904, not the Bank of America itself. The global financial crisis of 2008 followed, marking a turning point not only for the bank but also for the whole financial sector. By now, Bank of America was a significant participant in business and consumer loans, but it was not immune to the collapse of mortgage-backed securities that set off the financial crisis. Bank of America took a gamble when it decided to buy the struggling investment bank Merrill Lynch, hoping to stabilize both the company and the economy as a whole. Although the acquisition strengthened BofA's standing as a major player in the global financial sector, it also presented the bank with significant future legal and regulatory obstacles. The fintech revolution and digital lending as the new frontier. Bank of America faced a fresh wave of competition as the 21st century got underway from financial technology startups or fintech that started appending conventional lending processes. Businesses that circumvented traditional banks by providing alternative financing and payment services include PayPal, Square, and SoFi. For well-known financial institutions like BofA, the emergence of peer-to-peer lending platforms like Lending Club and Prosper presented new difficulties that forced them to reconsider how they handled consumer loans. In response, Bank of America made significant investments in digital transformation. The bank makes it simpler for consumers to apply for loans, monitor their credit, and make payments via its mobile app and online banking platform. Because of its adoption of digital lending, BofA has been able to remain relevant in the fintech era, providing a smooth user experience and holding onto its position in the fiercely competitive consumer and commercial loan market. The bank has also launched programs to fund socially and ecologically conscious projects in an effort to support sustainable lending practices in recent years. Bank of America has pledged billions of dollars to support affordable housing, renewable energy, and other projects that support the company's objective of sustainable growth. This shift in emphasis reflects the bank's realization that making long-term value for society is more important than just making money in the lending business. Regulatory wars and political power. In the background of the lending game is the bank's continued association with Washington, D.C. One of the economic areas with the highest levels of regulation is banking, and Bank of America has historically had a large political impact. It has invested millions in political contributions and lobbying over the years in an attempt to sway laws in favor of its company. The fight for regulations following the 2008 financial crisis was one of the biggest in recent memory. Stricter regulations on the financial industry were the goal of the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act, especially with relation to lending practices. Many of the Act's provisions were initially opposed by Bank of America and other large banks on the grounds that they would impede lending and economic growth. The bank has now attempted to adjust to the new regulatory framework, but it still advocates for changes that it believes are unduly burdensome. There is a delicate connection between the government and large banks like BofA. Although the bank depends on a supportive regulatory framework to expand its lending operations, it also contributes significantly to the overall economy, particularly in recessionary periods. The bank has essentially grown too big to fail, since its failure would have a devastating effect on the whole financial system. Bank of America's legacy and future in the loans game. Currently operating in over 35 countries and possessing assets over $3 trillion, Bank of America is among the greatest financial organizations globally. It provides loans of all sorts and kinds to people, companies, and governments. However, the bank's basic tenet that loans are an effective instrument for achieving economic empowerment remains unchanged. Looking ahead, Bank of America is well positioned to maintain its leadership position in the lending industry. Its emphasis on sustainable lending, digital innovation, and managing intricate regulatory frameworks guarantees that it will hold a prominent position in influencing the financial sector going forward. But there are still difficulties. The bank will need to continuously adapt due to the growing impact of fintech companies, the rising demand for sustainable investments, and the constantly changing regulatory environment. However, historical data suggests that Bank of America is more than capable of meeting the challenge. The secret story of Bank of America is a tale of creativity, adaptability, and perseverance rather than merely loans, interest rates, and balance sheets. Bank of America has played a significant role in the ongoing game of loans, from its modest beginnings as the Bank of Italy, serving immigrants and working-class Americans, to its current standing as a worldwide financial giant. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of finance and want to uncover more untold stories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Stay tuned for more fascinating insights.